Hello, my friends. Welcome to a yoga practice using the wall. I have a couple of postures that I want to play with using the wall for both support and also alignment cues. So if you can position a mat like I have here, I've got kind of a weird angle set up, but that's the best I could do to get a wall with my mat up against it. So if you could figure out something like that, that would be awesome. I want to start this practice with a short meditation. And so what I'd like to ask you to do is stand against the wall. Okay, so we're going to begin literally with our backs against the wall like this. We're going to take our heels to the wall, our hips, our shoulder blades, and our head, and then turn your palms toward the wall. So really like as much of your body as possible is pressing to the wall. And then once you feel as much surface as possible into the wall, then go ahead and just flip your palms forward. Let your arms rest closer to your sides. Keep your head back against a wall and then just close your eyes and take some deep breaths. And as you're taking these deep breaths, start to be aware of your feet pressing into the earth and your body lengthening, lifting up through the crown of the head with each inhalation. Notice that this might feel a little uncomfortable. This is not how we stand. We tend to have our heads forward and our bodies kind of more forward and rounded. So just feel this length in your body. If you've been doing a lot of sitting, your chest is tight, your hip flexors are tight, and even just this, standing with your back against the wall is a really nice break to help counter all of the sitting. So as we take a few more breaths here, standing in this tall position, I'd like to remind us of the quote, I think it's pronounced Descartes, I think, therefore I am. But if we take a Buddhist spin on that, Buddha might say, I think, therefore I am not here. And so let's just notice when our thinking starts to get in the way of our being. And let's use our body and our alignment as a way to come back here. So we'll start by bringing the arms up overhead and just reach them as high as you can and then bring them back down, like you're making snow angels against the wall. Inhale with the arms up and exhale with the arms coming down. And just feel that stretch and opening around your chest. Leave the arms out on an angle and then bend your elbows and squeeze the elbows up and down and see how far you can travel with the arms touching the wall in both directions, lifting and lowering. It should feel like you're sticking your chest out a little bit and pulling your shoulder blades onto your back. And then just let your arms come back again to your sides, palms forward. Take about an inch or two step away from the wall. Put a bend in your knees. Let your hips rest on the wall. And then we're going to start to move ourselves forward slowly into a forward fold. And just let your hips stay back touching the wall. The head drops down. Exhale here. While you take a couple of deep breaths there, I'm going to just start some music. In this inverted position, head down, hips high. Just see what you feel, see what you notice here. might feel like you're just doing more of what you've been doing, sitting. That's kind of what we're doing in these forward folds. And so now walk your hands forward till you can drop down to a tabletop position. Let's come to hands and knees. And you're going to keep your feet pressing against the wall. Just feel that contact. You might tuck your toes under, your heels press back. Inhale to lift into cow and exhale to round. And just notice that might feel quite a bit different than when we do cat-cow without something to press into. You're getting a little stretch at the bottom of your feet. Walk forward just a little bit more so your hands are coming toward the top of your mat. Inhale to lengthen one foot behind you, and you're going to press that foot into the wall. And you'll start to feel some engagement here in the muscles all the way up and down that leg. The opposite arm reaches forward. So we're using the wall to create what we would call lines of energy. Breathe. And just switch. Come back to a tabletop. Adjust yourself so that the opposite foot can press to the wall, and then really press with some strength. Toes are pointing down, opposite arm reaches forward. Your abs are engaged, your neck is in line with your spine. Breathe deep. And go ahead and return your hand to the ground. Come back to a tabletop position, and then just let your hips come back for a moment into child's pose. Sway your hips from side to side. Take some deep breaths into your ribs, into your back, into your belly. Notice when your mind starts thinking thoughts. And you know when you're thinking thoughts because it's language, it's words. Come back up to a tabletop. Let's tuck our toes and lift into downward facing dog. So paying more attention to feeling, to sensation, and awareness. In this downward facing dog, extend one of your legs up the wall and just press your toes into the wall and press back through your hands. Breathe here. And then switch. Opposite leg comes up the wall. Press with your toes, lengthen out of your hands. Just being aware of what sensations, feelings are here. Go ahead and come back. And then with your feet a little bit wider, walk your hands back. Your hips touch the wall again. And maybe your feet come out a little bit farther so it almost feels like the wall could be a stool that you're sitting your sitting bones on. Bring fingertips to elbows and allow yourself to just hang forward here. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then hands press to shins. Lift to a flat back. Put even more bend in the knees and return to mountain pose. Let's do some shoulder circles here. Nice big circles up, back, and down. And we're just going to turn to face the wall. And now we'll use the wall for some forward postures. So bring your hands to the wall straight out in front of your shoulders, maybe just a tiny bit higher. Step back and come onto your tippy toes. Start to walk your hands down now. And let's just do some wall push-ups. This is a nice alternative to chaturanga, especially if you have wrist issues or you're just building strength in your upper body. Really, anytime you're in a practice and we're doing a little too much work on the hands, just come to the wall. Let the wall be the floor to you. step back into a wall dog, a downward facing dog using the wall. Bend and straighten your knees. It's going to give us a really nice stretch through the chest, through the shoulders. Let your feet come closer together, and we're going to raise one leg behind us. Might bring your hands down just a touch more, come into a wall-supported warrior 3. Wiggle out that back foot. And then softly switch. Press back. Make your body as straight and long as you possibly can here. This wall. And release. Feet come back in. Reach your arms behind you. Just kind of stretch through the chest. Oxygen comes in. Really a therapeutic little practice for anytime you've just been sitting and you need a quick break. So we're going to turn our one of our feet to the wall, and I'd like you to bring the side of your foot right up against the wall. Come out into a warrior stance, bending that front knee as little or as much as you like. And we're going to keep the back hand on the hip, but reach the front arm forward in a warrior pose. And what we're doing here is just learning how to really be powerful in that back foot. So let the wall teach us how strong we want to be in our warrior poses. Turning the palm, let's reverse the warrior, finding a stretch in the side body. Again, this bent knee can be as straight or bent as you like. But continue really strong, pressing into the outer edge of that back foot and lifting that back arch. On the exhale, elbow to knee, opposite arm comes up and over. And let's reach in a diagonal. So now you have the opportunity to pull yourself in 2 directions. That wall becomes your stability, your support that you pull away from opposition. You might just roll your shoulder back a bit, feel opening. With that arm across the face, let's make one big circle all the way up and around. And come back to hand on hip warrior 2. And then we'll release, turning the toes, and we're just going to switch sides. So place the other foot next to the wall, pressing into the outer edge of that foot, and just take a moment here in this version of warrior 2 to really get that strength. The outer ankle presses down in warrior. Turning that palm, let's reverse. Front leg bent or straight. Reach and breathe. Coming sideways. The arm reaches up and over. Press into the foot, reach the fingers away, like someone's tugging on your fingers. Deepen your breath. Open up, pull that shoulder back just a bit behind you. And then we'll make one big circle all the way around. Reach and come back to standing. Let's heel toe the feet together. We're going to face the wall again, and we'll come into a balancing pose that is one of my favorites for opening up the chest and shoulders. So take your left hand to the wall, and it's higher now than the shoulder, a little higher than your face. Bend your right knee. We're coming into dancer's pose. So as we turn the right palm up and we hook the inside of our ankle, we're going to start to walk the fingers up the wall and kick the foot into the hand. You can just figure out where the perfect balance is between reaching the fingers up and kicking the foot back. Feeling strength in the back of your body, length in the front. Just tuning into sensation, awareness, being. And release. Shake that out. And we'll switch sides. Right hand comes to the wall, higher than the shoulder. Bend the left knee and then hold on the inside of that ankle. Begin to kick that foot up. Walk the fingers high. Give your body time to respond, to surrender to a posture. Several breaths. Take one more deep breath in and out here. And slowly release. Come back into that wall dog. Push your hands into the wall. Press your hips back and just see if there's a little more opening there. You might take your hands wider and see if that changes anything for you. Coming back to center. We will finish with a wall twist. That's also a balancing posture. So we're going to stand sideways to the wall, and the leg that's closest to the wall lifts up. So you just got this 90-degree bend here in the knee. The back arm reaches back, and the front arm reaches forward. And then if you'd like to take the twist all the way, you're going to turn your head to look to your back arm. Let your chest come close to the wall. And just breathe here in this supported twist. Fill up as much as you can with breath. Empty as much breath out as you possibly can. And then bring your head back, fingertips on the wall to help you release, and just shift. Turn to the other side. You're standing with your side body to the wall, bend a knee. Back arm reaches back. The front arm reaches forward. And for a little bit more, you can turn your head to look back. How close can you get your body to the wall? Full, slow breaths. Let's release the arms, the head, the leg, and come back to standing next to the wall. Turn your palms forward, press your head back, shoulders back, and just see if it's a little easier to stand here now in this upright wall mountain. Feet pressed down, shoulders wrap back. Close your eyes and breathe. Let's do another snow angel and just check in with that. And then stepping away slightly from the wall, put the bend in the knees. Your hips are sitting on the wall, and then you just fold over your legs. Drop your chin to your chest. And from here, let's put a bend in our knees. We'll come down to the knees and sweep the legs around. I'm going to use the wall now to support our seated posture, Dandasana. So move your hips, your tailbone back as far as you can to get as vertical as possible. And if you'd like to put something under your hips, you can, a block or a pillow, a rolled up mat. So sit as tall as your body will allow you to sit. Reach up through the crown of the head. The head presses back to the wall. Arms rest at your sides. And again, just let the wall teach you how to be more vertical. let the wall teach us what it's like to have both hips and shoulders and head touching. It feels strange because we're used to something different. Just breathe. Your abdominal muscles will support you, and eventually you'll sit like this even when you don't have a wall. This is healthy sitting, right on top of the sitting bones with a neutral spine. We usually do unhealthy sitting, so let this be therapeutic. One more breath here. Reach the fingers of one hand off the side, the other arm to the wall. And let's take a side bend. That's a true side bend, keeping our arm and our shoulders connected to the wall. When we move in this pure range of motion, it's a little more limited. This is good to just practice this pure movement of the spine, lateral flexion. Let's go the other way. Fingertips walk off, arm stays against the wall in this lateral flexion. Where can you send breath? And release. Scooch away from the wall and flip around sideways again. We're going to come down onto our backs for the most common, I think, wall posture, legs up the wall. And if you have something to put under your hips, you can use that here, but try to scoot as close as you can to the wall. Arms are going to come way out to the side. Exhale. Close your eyes. And enjoy for just a few moments this restorative posture. Viparita Karani, the oldest known yoga pose, also called the fountain of youth. If you've been on your feet a lot, let this posture help you reverse the circulation. The fluids pooling up in your feet, just moving back into your body. Let your heart work a little less here. Allow your head to be cradled by the earth and receive circulation moving in the opposite direction. Noticing when the mind shifts back to thinking. Make a conscious effort to look for sensations and awareness and to leave the land of language again. Come into the body, this internal landscape for observation. You're welcome to stay here as long as you like, resting. When you feel ready to return, continue with your day, just bend your knees and let your knees fall to one side. So you'll be curled up in a tight little ball here next to the wall. Use one hand to push you back to a seat and come around in a cross-legged position. You can keep your back against the wall. It's a great way to sit for meditation, to just support your back. Turn your palms up. Eyes closed. Let's take a few more breaths together. We're going to end this practice with square breathing. So on the inhale, imagine drawing a box, and you're drawing the line up one side of the box. Hold the breath on the top. Exhale as the line gets drawn down the side, and pause at the bottom. So inhale, hold, exhale, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold. Continue drawing a square in your mind with breath coming in and pause, going out and pause. The goal is to make the box bigger, to lengthen out the pauses and the breaths. Take one more square breath, as big as you can make it. And then resume normal breathing. Allow your hands to come together in front of your heart. And bow your chin slightly to look over your fingers, and you can just blink your eyes open. And take a moment to just notice how your body feels now after some movement at the wall, after quieting your mind and finding your breath. Let's take that with us through the rest of the day, being more mindful, thinking a little less, and being a little more. Thanks for joining me for this practice. Namaste.